We're going to talk very briefly about belief, disbelief, and non-belief or suspension of judgment. And when we're talking about beliefs that we have, we're typically talking about, you might say, a cognitive attitude, sort of a state of mind of accepting a proposition. If somebody asserts something, they make a statement. If you think it's right, you believe it, you accept it. So that's what belief is. Now, disbelief is the exact opposite. That it's the attitude of rejecting the proposition, whatever proposition's being considered. For instance, the proposition you're listening to a YouTube. If you believe it, you accept that. If you disbelieve, you think that it's false that you're listening to a YouTube. And there are going to be certain propositions where people take the attitude of non-belief. That is, they don't know which way to go on it. That is, they don't have any idea whether they should accept or reject it. In fact, it's pretty common, to see people taking these attitudes with regard to their beliefs, their religious beliefs, beliefs about God. Some people take the proposition God exists. Some people believe it. We call them theists. Some people disbelieve it. They reject it. That is, they think God does not exist, and we call them atheists. And there are people who are not sure which way to go, and they are just non-believers. They suspend judgment, withhold judgment, and we call them agnostics. Easy enough for me to say. Okay, now, if we're talking about identifying whether a particular statement, is something, particular statement, proposition, something that person believes, that he disbelieves, that he non-believes, normally we assume that we can ask the speaker, and we assume the person is being sincere. So when we're considering any statement, any proposition P, you got one of three options. Take the proposition that the sun revolves around the earth. You can believe it. You can accept that proposition, that proposition is correct. You can disbelieve it. You reject that proposition, or you accept the negation, or you can be in a state of non-belief, disbelief about that completely.